What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of Monday Musings, the vlog series that comes out every morning, every Monday morning, I should say, at 7 a.m. Central Time here on my YouTube channel. This is episode 60 plus. If this is your first time here or you are a new viewer, welcome to the channel. Here's a quick rundown of this particular series. This has nothing to do with like all the other stuff that happens on my channel related to games and books and TV shows and pop culture. This is just my personal space to talk about things, life, things with Chris and I, where we're at, travel, good things like that. Um, yeah, let's start off with the most exciting thing that happened to me over the weekend. I got my first ever copyright strike on YouTube, which is not a good thing. I feel that it was completely unfair, and I'm going to explain why I think that. So, I know why I got it now that I've done some digging, because at first I was like, what just happened? So, it's been all over the news outlets, all the media outlets are covering it, and it's the Skull and Bones game from Ubisoft. It was the leaked footage. Now, I did not link to the leaked footage or anything like that. As with many of my videos, I read a news article and then I cover that news article in a video format. I used the Kotaku website, their article about the leaked footage from Skull and Bones. I think it's called Skull and Bones from Ubisoft. It's the upcoming pirate game, everything else. So they linked out, as did PC Gamer and pretty much every other news outlet on the planet. Everybody linked out to a Reddit thread which had a 6-minute video which featured narrated footage from an alpha test, and that footage got nuked because they broke NDA. Now, I was covering an article, not that video footage. I literally used the Kotaku article for those of you who saw the video when it came out. However, the Kotaku article did have a 3 to 4 second looped video clip from that footage, and I'm 99% sure that's why Ubisoft made a copyright claim. Not just a copyright claim, they did a copyright strike. Um, I'm debating whether or not I'm going to do a counterclaim because, as far as I'm concerned, I didn't cover the video leak. I covered a news article which was covering the video link. Um, and if they're going to go after somebody, they should be going after Kotaku, PC Gamer, all these other news outlets that are showing the video footage and linking out to the video footage and all this other stuff. All I did was literally in the background, as you can see, the way I usually do it is I have a news article open in one of the layers, and then I'm on top of that layer talking about the news articles I'm going through, and I literally was talking about the Kotaku article, and it was a manual copyright. Um, Strike. So someone from Ubisoft literally was watching videos and scouring YouTube and hitting copyright strikes of anybody who had anything related to that video footage in it, which I think is highly unfair considering all I did was link to a news article from a respected website that covers games journalism and gaming content. Kotaku, PC Gamer, these are all, Wired, Polygon, all of these outlets have covered the leaked footage from um, Ubisoft, but yet they went after little old me. Now, in my defense, um, I didn't think about that at all. I did not consider the fact that that little snippet of looped footage that was in the Kodak article would be something that would trigger a copyright strike against my channel. Um, So that's to Ubisoft for that, because if they want to go after somebody, they should go after the big dogs. I'm just a little person. However, that video did go viral, and it got up to 6,000 views within a couple of hours, which for me is viral. I'm not a big YouTuber who's getting 250,000 views, but for me, getting 6,000 views within a couple hours is a very good video for me. And yeah, you guys want your $15, whatever. But it's very frustrating that I can't even cover the news, like, because that's all I was doing. I did not, in no way, shape, or form, did I have, I didn't go have I didn't show the video footage from that 6 minute clip. I didn't have anything to do with that. I was covering the article on Kotaku. I followed a couple. I followed the link from Kotaku's article to the Reddit thread. I followed the Reddit thread to go see the video clip. It was already down, but it wasn't visible, so therefore there was nothing in that video that could have been considered other than the looped 3 or 4 second clip that's in the Kotaku article later down. So I'm not very happy about it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to file a counterclaim because I don't think, it's like if you want to take me to court over that, like what? You're going to, that literally is going to then involve Kotaku because I was using Kotaku as my source. So whatever. Learned a lot this weekend about game companies like Ubisoft who are whatever. They're in a bad place anyway. It looks like they might be getting bought out by a um, equity firm. But yeah, I've been doing YouTube for since 2010 or 11. Never big stuff. I've always been a small timer because I've done different things for different clients and different things over the years. This is the first time I've taken it seriously enough to pursue it, and make lots and lots of content for a single channel, other than Marginal Boundaries back in the day, back in like 2011, 12, 13, 14. Um, I've never gotten a copyright strike ever. Ever. I know what copyright is. I'm a fucking writer. Like, I know what copyright is. And so I was shocked that I got a copyright strike. And I had to sit there and really dig through and go, what could have potentially triggered this? Because there's nothing in it's literally me reading a news article. That's all I did was read a news article, and I did click a couple of links, but it's the same link that every single news outlet on the planet is covering about the leaked footage, and it's the link to the Reddit thread, which at one point had the video. But during my video, when I clicked that link, that video was already gone. It's already disappeared. It had already been taken down. So there was never any footage shown. So I was sitting here going, at what point does Ubisoft have the right to have a copyright claim to strike my video when it doesn't show anything at all in there? And then I was going through the video and we got to the point where the Kotaku article has a few second clip on a loop showing some footage from that video. And I'm like, you know what? That's what they did. They're claiming that right there is enough to justify a copyright strike against my video. And I don't know if they would have done it had my video not gone viral, but since my video was going viral and it was getting lots of views and it wasn't slowing down. Anyway, I don't have a very high opinion of Ubisoft right now because all I was doing was covering the news. I feel that's bullshit censorship. If you've got a leak, you go after the original source of that leak. You don't go after some random YouTuber who's just reading a news article from a website. Like that does not make me feel good. Like I was not very happy about that. I'm still not happy about it. And yeah, it's like that's BS. And yeah. Anyway, that happened over the weekend. So that was fun. What else is going on? That's the most exciting thing to happen. Notice that I still have the mattress leaned up against the wall behind me. That's going away on Tuesday. I think Tuesday. We finally ordered an individual mattress for back here. Which we looked at a sofa bed, but honestly, we didn't want to put a sofa in here. It's like, what are we doing in here? It's literally just working, and I wouldn't mind having a little mattress to just take a nap on. And then I sleep in here when it's really hot. Chris will sleep in here occasionally, but she doesn't feel the heat like I do. So, in any case, we bought those yesterday. We bought the mattress and a microwave, which we haven't needed a microwave, but when we went to buy the mattress, it was like we could buy a sofa bed or we could buy a mattress and a microwave for the same price. So it's like we just went ahead and bought the mattress so it's a little individual mattress, individual size, and a microwave. So we actually have a microwave now. It's been weird not needing a microwave because we used it a lot in Mexico City, but we haven't really used it since we moved here. But it's a different climate, so you don't need to like Mexico City, you're always cold, so you're always heating stuff up. Here, you don't really need to heat anything up because it's always hot. So it's like I'm not drinking. In the mornings, I'm drinking tons of hot coffee, but I'm not drinking tons of hot coffee throughout the day like I was in Mexico City. I'm drinking cold coffee. Yeah. EverQuest P99 adventures start May 6th this Friday, 5:30 p.m. Central, here on YouTube. Hopefully, you'll tune in for those. I've adjusted my stream schedule. I said during the last Monday Musings that I was going to be experimenting in May. We've already gotten to that point. So moving forward, it's about time for my nap. And after my nap, this is because I'm pre-recording this today at 2:30 p.m. Central. I have I'm sitting down with Liam from Liam's Lyceum to do a. I know we're talking Tolkien, and I think we're talking Weave and Void and stuff like that. That's later. Um, what was I saying? Nap. Before that was the something else. I don't know. I get sidetracked easy. Oh yeah, streaming schedules. I finally adjusted my streaming schedule. So here's what's gonna be like for the month of May. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm gonna be streaming 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday, there's no streams because I do Monday Musings and Mondays in Middle Earth. So there's no streams on Mondays because there's enough video content to keep people busy. Friday, I'm debating. I really don't know because I'm already going to be streaming 5 to like 10, like 4 to 5 hour stream on Friday night. So I don't know that I feel compelled to also do a stream in the morning, like 11 to 4, because then I'm not going to have time to take a nap, and I would be literally going from that stream to the Friday night stream. And I just feel like that's too much for me personally. I don't need to be doing 12-hour streams. Although, what's up? Um, if people are, hang on, getting focused there. I might be compelled to do that, if we have enough supporters. We'll see. Because at this point, the month of May for me is all about experimentation to see if I can take full-time streaming to the next level. So I'm setting a schedule, and I'm doing it for the month of May. Um, which means digging in and doing it every single day. So 11 a.m. Central to 4 p.m. Central, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, at least from 5:30 p.m. to like 9:30 to 10 o'clock at night, we'll be streaming. Saturdays and Sundays, streaming from around 7 a.m. onwards. We're streaming EverQuest right now on P99. That will be switching over to the TLP progression server on May 25th. So at the end of May, we're going to be doing that. I originally said I wasn't going to start P90. I wasn't going to start TLP until June 11th, but those plans have changed because I don't think we have any newbies who are going to be joining us. So since we don't have any newbies who are going to be joining us, I think we're just going to roll right into the launch day of the TLP. So there's quite a few of us who are going to be doing that. So yeah, May 25th. I'll do an announcement video at some point on YouTube about that. I'm not doing any like no life or no sleepers, but we're definitely going to be that opening weekend. Let me look at the schedule real quick, that calendar. That's a Wednesday. I know that first like 5-6 days, we're gonna be playing a lot because like Kel took some time off from work, and I think it might be a holiday or something like that. But that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. So we're gonna be playing hard EverQuest for like 6 days, and I will be streaming a lot of those sessions. I have to figure out what time everyone's gonna be playing. So those days the schedule might be a little different because we're gonna be playing EverQuest, and I'll probably stream in all of those sessions when I'm playing. We'll see. If I'm playing evenings, I have to get creative because again, I have to stream on the 4G at the moment because my internet likes to get cranky around 7:30 at night. So It is what it is. I'm learning that much. So that's happening. That's throughout the month of May. I'm starting to take streaming more seriously, and that means support. At the very minimum, please subscribe, hit the bell icon, all those things. But I would love it if people would support via a subscription here on YouTube. It's under $3 a month. It's a great way to buy me a cup of coffee and say thanks for the content that I produce for you. Better yet, subscribe over at Patreon. You get access to book chapters and a whole lot more related to the Weave and the Void. Subscriptions start at $3 a month, so get on it. I debated doing Twitch for my live streams, and yeah, my audience is pretty much all YouTube at this point. I don't feel the need to start over. Um, I don't really feel the need to separate. Some people say that Twitch is better suited for live streaming. That's probably true, but here's what I have a request. I have a request from all of you who are watching this video. What would justify a subscription for you? Like, I know some of you have already subscribed just because you like to support, and I appreciate that. We have some people who are just happy to, put $3 a month into the pot, which is great here on YouTube. But what are some things that I could do which would convince you to subscribe to this YouTube channel? It's an honest question, like, because it's like I feel like a lot of people consume the content and they comment on videos and they subscribe to the channel, and that's all well and good. But what would it take to push you over the edge to get you to financially support the channel? Because if you want to watch Netflix, you pay a subscription to Netflix. You want to watch a show on Hulu, you pay for a subscription to Hulu. Like, there should be some, give and take. There should be some back and forth. If you're consuming content on a regular basis, you should be willing to pay for that, regardless of where you're consuming that content out. If I am a regular source of content to you, what would you need to convince you to subscribe here on YouTube or on Patreon? It's food for thought. I'm already going to be doing the audio version of Echoes of the Past, the first book of the Saga of Lucemia, and that's going to be here for subscribers. That's starting this month in May, so keep an eye out for that if you're a subscriber. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Got something in my eye there. Um, I've thought about some game dev videos, but I feel like we're already doing enough of those over on YouTube. And I know I asked this question on a YouTube poll a few months back, and I got some feedback. Um, but the feedback I got were from the people who were already subscribing on Patreon and or subscribing here on YouTube. So it was good feedback, but it was also feedback from people who were already in in the fold, so to speak. So I'm more interested at this point in finding out what would the people who are not in the fold need to justify paying a subscription. A specific type of content, you know, food for thought. Because the audiobook stuff I can do easily enough because I can just have those. Those are big chapters. Echoes of the Past is like those are like 7,000 word chapters. And when I did the initial read through of like the prologue, the first couple chapters a few months back, I guess it was last year. Um, those were like 45 minutes to an hour long episodes. So those are easy for me to do because there's 33 chapters in Echoes of the Past, so I can give weekly episodes of that for the next 33 weeks without a problem. That's the rest. That's literally the rest of 2022. That's something that I can give to subscribers here on YouTube. But above and beyond that, there's game dev content, there's writing classes. Um, I could do a self-publishing course. There are things I could do. Don't know yet. Um, which is why I'd love to hear your thoughts on those things. I will be playing a lot of this month. I'm playing Outriders right now. This fun storyline so far. I'm really enjoying that. I've also got Titan Reach 2 and Quantum Break, I think. 3 games from the Xbox Game Pass. I've also downloaded, I'm currently doing a playthrough at least a couple days a week through Dragon Age Origins, which I've not played since the year it launched. So we're doing that as well. So those are some things you can expect to see on the streams as well as Lord of the Rings Online. But it's mostly going to be at least one day a week Lord of the Rings Online, at least 3 days a week Project 1999. That's 4 days a week. I'm only streaming 6 days a week. So day 5 and day 6 are likely going to be like one day is going to be Dragon Age and one day is going to be something else, either like Outriders. Salute. Outriders or something else. We'll see. Oh, what do you guys think about? Would you subscribe to art streams from Chris? Food for thought. Because I'm trying to convince Chris to do some streams of her artwork as she's working. Would you be willing to subscribe for that? That's other stuff that we could potentially put as members only content. She's literally sitting there in her wizard robe right now. Because you're cold. I'm just fine, and the AC's on me, so. Are we gonna go to the city this month? Sorry, I know you're busy. VM also. We might go to the big city this month and do a big Walmart run because there's no Walmart here. There's no Costco here. There's no Sam's Club. And there's quite a few things that we would like, including like some thick cut steaks, some cottage cheese. Wouldn't mind a couple cigars. There's no cigar shop here. And my little white onions and vinegar. But that's a 2-hour drive up to the city. And since we don't have a vehicle, we're either riding with someone else or we take the bus. Which the bus here is not like the bus in the U.S. It's the bus here is very good. There's multiple buses. You could take whichever one you want, and they're regular, on time, clean, air conditioned. Most of them anyway. The line that we use is. There's also the economy buses, but don't do that. This is the first time since 2007 I've been in a place where I don't need, let me rephrase that, a place where I feel compelled to maybe own a car again. I don't know if I've talked about this in a recent stream. If I have, let me know. Otherwise, I might be repeating myself. But I sold my truck when I sold my tools in the U.S. in 2007 when I left to travel full time. And I have since always lived in cities where you don't need a vehicle because there's public transportation. You have Uber, Lyft, you can rent scooters, you can rent cars, there's taxis, there's metros, trains, trams, you name it. I have lived in big cities where public transportation is readily available and you don't need a vehicle. On top of which, parking in downtown cities is a nightmare no matter where you live. It's expensive as hell. Finding a parking space is ridiculous. And if you can't find a parking space, you're either paying metered parking or you're paying underground garage parking. All of which are expensive, ridiculous, and if you're only driving once a month, there's no point in having a vehicle. So I have not needed a vehicle since 2007. So living here, I think we've even talked about just for local stuff like around town, we've talked about just getting a scooter, right? Or a motorcycle, like a dirt bike. A lot of people here they either have scooters, dirt bikes, or four wheelers. Just none of them are plated. It's small country backwoods town, so everybody just rolls around. Um, and you can get a little scooter for 700 bucks or something. You can buy a brand new one for $1,000. Um, so we've talked about maybe doing that just for like rolling around town. Like it's pretty hot, and walking to the grocery store you have to do it within specific time, specific window of time. Otherwise, you're drenched in sweat. Um, but I don't know. We might get a motorcycle or a scooter. I don't think we need to buy a vehicle this year, do we, Chris? No. We have everything we need right here. Electricity, internet. There's a supermarket. Well, there's a small supermarket, Super Sanchez, right in front of our house. Literally. Walk out the door, go left, go up the hill. It's right there. 90 seconds. And that's where we get like you can get all your milk and canned goods and dried goods and tortillas, everything's right there. Meat, we have to go to the major supermarket, which is 20 plus minutes on foot. So those are the runs we only do once or twice a week, and we try to do those in the mornings because it's not so hot. And then vegetables, there's a fruit market about it's what is it 5 minutes to the fruteria or 10 minutes? Aquí en la esquina. Ah. Yo no conozco esta atrás de Sánchez. Estoy hablando de la uno allá. ¿Dónde está la pollería? En la avenida. 10 minutos. Yeah, it's like 10 minutes up to that one. So everything we need is within 10 to 20 minutes of the house. And if you think about living in a city and you have a car and you're spending 45 minutes in traffic just to drive to Costco and you can walk somewhere in 20 minutes, the inconvenience is not it's not an inconvenience. It's really not. It's oh, I got 5 bags of groceries. I don't want to walk back with them. I walk to the street, I hail a taxi, and the taxi takes me to my home. So I can walk to the supermarket, do all my grocery shopping, come out, get a cab, and I'm home. And it only what is it? It's 30 pesos, 30 pesos para taxi, 25 pesos. 25 pesos, which is a dollar. It's like a dollar and a quarter, if that. It's like a buck 25 to get a taxi back from the supermarket. So I look at that and go, I can spend, let's say I'm spending 250 a week on taxis, right? You spend the maximum I'm ever going to spend is like $10 a month on taxis versus owning a vehicle which requires maintenance, oil changes, gasoline, new tires, plates, insurance, like all of those things. And do we really need a car? Not really. Like the only time we could use a car is for like going to the city, which, depending on what we would need, could be as frequently as once a week. But honestly, we can do most of our shopping here. There are luxury items that I can't get here. As an example, thick cut steaks. I cannot get thick cut steaks here because it's not the style of steaks that the butcher shops here do. And I could ask the butcher shop to cut me my steaks the way I like, but I also don't like this is just a personal thing. I'm not a fan of the red meat here. It's not bad, but it's not how do I say this? I grew up on a dairy farm, so I know what is good quality milk and everything else, and I have a specific thing that I like. And my family does, beef cattle now. And so I like USDA certified Angus and etc. Um, and so that's just the kind of steak I like, and I can't get that here. I have to go to the city where they have Walmart or Costco or Sam's so that I can go get my thick cut USDA certified steak. And they do have great steaks from like Sonora and everything else in Monterey. So, but those are only at the big supermarkets. The supermarket we have here in town does not carry those things. So I can't get T-bones and ribeyes and New York strips and tomahawk steaks. I can't get any of that stuff here. Also, um, salmon. We can't get salmon here. So this is why we're gonna need to go to the city at least once a month. Just buy $300-400 worth of meat and bring it back and throw it in the freezer. And then you've got meat for the next you know 4 months or something. Which I haven't done it like that in a long time, but my parents do it that way. My brother and my sister-in-law do it that way. Not for meat because they have beef cattle, but where they live, Springfield, Missouri is 2 hours away. West Plains is like an hour and a half. So their city runs happen 2, 3 times a month. And when you go to the city, you put coolers in the back of your truck and you load up on stuff in the city that you can't get in town, in the local town there. But I would also like to have a vehicle to do exploration because I've owned my drone now since 2017 and I've only used it on one particular contract. I used it when we were in Ireland and I've not used that drone since then. I literally have a DJI Mavic Pro with the full four battery pack charger, all this stuff. I spent a chunk of change and then I did the one and then we got back and the company who we were supposed to go work on a new project with decided literally at the last minute they were just canceling the entire project, not just for me, but for all three of the people that were working on it. So the three of us were left holding the bag going, well, fuck, we just bought all this equipment, to work on what we thought was the next stage. We had given you the proposal. You had said it was all good, and then at the last minute they pulled the rug. Um, and I have since not done anything with the drones. So we have a drone and we have all our camera equipment, and we'd like to do videography and photography here in local Mexico. So we've been talking about, we could use a vehicle for that. Um, who knows? We'll see how things go this year, but it's not a priority item. I think we're done with everything we need for the house, though, after the mattress and the microwave. I think the next thing is just the gallinera, chicken coop. Oh, and planting trees. What? Oh we have iguanas, so yeah we can't yeah we can't plant a garden yet like we thought. Like I'd done all this prep work for the garden, and then the iguanas became an issue, and we're talking 6 foot. I've talked about these on stream before. So the garden's on hold, which I think I mentioned last week. But the chickens we can still get, and then if we Chris, we're thinking we were going to get a Doberman or a boxer, um, uh, we need a big dog, and that big dog will then go in the backyard, and the big dog will keep the iguanas away. That's why a lot of people have dogs here, is because they keep the iguanas away. So that'll happen at some point. Right now, we're still dealing with cat stuff and trying to get that under control. I feel like we I feel like we have the 3 cats under control. Like we have figured out how to keep the house from stinking and how to keep the litter box under control and cycling through dirt and sand. We're doing both. Then what they're eating and everything else. But the mom is pregnant, and so she's ready to burst. I mean, she looks like a penguin. She's walking. But on a iguana note, this is so funny. Chris came in here today during my stream. She's like, "Hey, I need your help. I need to. I forget what you were doing, and you asked me to watch the cat. Oh, she said that the cat wants to go out, the mama cat wants to go outside and go to the bathroom. And so I was like, okay, I'll go take care of her. So we went out and she took a poop. Well, while we were standing out there and the cat was taking a poop, a lizard fell out of the tree above me and hit the ground and was like stunned for like 30 seconds. And he was a pretty decent size, like 12, 14 inches long. I mean, as long as the cat. Like he's you know, a decent sized tree lizard. And then as she was finishing up her poop, he got up and was like unstunned and like was like waddling out of the yard, and he went under the fence where her little under the fence area is, and she saw him, and I didn't even have a chance to stop her. I'm like, how the hell did she move that fast? Because she's so pregnant, she can barely walk. And she was like, went under the fence, got the lizard, and then proceeded to run past me back to the house, carrying the lizard in her mouth into the house while Chris is screaming at her, "No, no, don't bring the lizard into the house. No." There are a variety of reasons for this, one of which is that we just dewormed everybody, and we would like to keep the kittens and also the mother from having worms so that she doesn't give worms to the new babies when they're born, but it is what it is. And also because of, they haven't had the rabies shots yet, even the mom, because they didn't want to do it because she's pregnant, almost ready to have kids. So they haven't had all of their shots. These were street cats that adopted us, and we adopted them, so to speak. So the babies have had their dewormers. The mom's had her dewormers. We've done 2 cycles for the babies. The mom only needed one. So they're dewormed. They haven't had their shots. They haven't had their rabies vaccinations. And we just don't want them eating wildlife if we can avoid it. And we feed them 3 times a day. They get fed very well. So her killing this creature was not because she was hungry. It was instinct because she brought it inside, and then she proceeded to growl over it as her kids are trying to get it, and she's playing with it and throwing it around the room and like not eating it. She's literally playing with a dead creature at this point and growling the whole time. And I was finally able to get it away from her and chucked it out over the back fence for something to go eat and find. Um, but you're in the jungle, baby. But she's not big enough to take care of the big lizards, so we need a dog for the big lizards because that was just a small tree lizard. So we may get a dog at some point. Well, I think once we get the cats under control, As soon as she has this litter, we then have to watch those babies and at least get them dewormed so that we can then find them a home. I think we can find two of them a home, maybe with her brother and potentially her niece. We'll see. The other two we may have to rely on the vet clinic. But it depends on if she has the cats, if she has the babies here or if she has them out. We're trying really hard to control her in here, but she manages to sneak away occasionally because if you let her out into the backyard to go to the bathroom, she will often sneak away. If you're not like 100% like today, I wasn't 100%. I was out there. She was taking a poop. The lizard fell, and then she was by me and out under the fence before I had a chance to even get a hold of her. And she escaped the other day as well. And sometimes she'll be gone for 2 3 hours. And if she decides to have her babies where she had her babies before, she's not gonna be a house cat. Like I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I can't control you. Therefore, I can't get you spayed because I can't control your heat cycle if you're having a baby's outside. So we're trying to do the best we can to control her, but I'm not willing to go spend $200 on a kennel and lock her in. Um, I'm not. I'm not going to do it. Like I'm not going to spend hundreds of dollars on an animal that I didn't raise from the time it's a babies. The two babies, however, we're able to control, and they're like 12 weeks old, no, 11 weeks old, coming up on 12 weeks old, we estimate. So they're about 3 months. So I think I can get them spayed and neutered here in about another month or two, depending on when the vet thinks that she's willing to do it. So I at least can control those two until it's time for them to get spayed, and then if they want to go out and wander around, I'll leave the door open and they can go as they come as they please. Mama cat is much more difficult because she was already pregnant when she brought those babies over here. So those babies were like 3 4 weeks old when she brought them over, and I think 4 weeks. I think we estimate they were like 3 or 4 weeks old. I forget now. Um, they've been here for like a month, so if they're 10 weeks, they had to have been whatever 4 weeks, something like that. 8 weeks, maybe. Oh no, they were like 6 weeks. Sorry, not 3 weeks. Like 6 weeks old when she brought them over here, and she was already like 3 weeks pregnant at that point. So she got pregnant right away, like within the first week or two after she had that litter. Anyway, I'm trying not to become a cat colony. I'm already 37 minutes in. How is that possible? All right, whatever. I need to wrap this up. Um, Weave and Void stuff. Check out the live stream Joey and I did the other day of the quest writing. That's literally what I'm working on this month, along with getting more artwork into the point and click. Point and click? Sorry, getting more artwork into the tabletop stuff because that book's due out June 1st. So it's literally as I get artwork from Nathan, I put artwork into the book, and in between that, I'm working on the description texts and everything else that Joey needs for the point and click adventure game. Chris is working on chapter 14 literally as we speak. That looks really good. I think that might be my favorite image yet, Chris. That might be my favorite image that you've done. She doesn't like it. I love it. She's always criticizing her own artwork. So, all right. I got a stray piece of hair. I need a haircut. I almost cut my beard off the other day. I got really frustrated. It's really hot here, and if I'm in the office, I'm fine, but I have to do yard work. And I was out there with a shovel the other day digging a hole, and every time I pushed the shovel down, my hand, the glove would catch right here on the beard on the shovel shaft, and I would you're just shoveling and you're sweaty and hot and sticky, and every time I'd go down, like every third or fourth shovel scoop, I'd get a beard hair and yank it out, and it was just like I was ready to cut my beard off so bad. Like it's just you can't. I'm gonna have to learn how to just. It's gonna have to. I've never done this before, but I'm gonna have to. I watched a guy on YouTube do it the other day. He does some sort of weird thing where he doubles his beard and then puts a bun around it. I'm gonna have to bun my beard like so. Yeah, just that I can do yard work, which means it's gotten to an excessively ridiculous length if I have to do that. It's gone beyond, at this point, I'm a year and a half in, and I want to take it to 2 years. I want to make it September will be 2 years. In September, I will have had this beard for 2 years, and at that point, I will probably cut it off. I said I was going to take it to terminal length, but I've also said this has gotten long enough now that it's freaking annoying. Like it's I can't like it was here was not too bad. That's not too bad. That's okay. But that additional like 6 inches or whatever, the 5 6 inches, I can't really tell. Maybe that's only 4 inches, but whatever. That additional 4 to 6 inches has made it annoying length for any sort of yard work and stuff I got to do outside. And we got to do stuff. I mean, I got to build and do hard, and this is not safe with power tools. Like if you've ever used an angle grinder or a sawzall or a circular saw, you don't want beard here. You're drilling a hole and your beard gets caught around the bit and you're down in there and it'll rip a chunk of your beard out, or worse, you'll take a chunk of your face out with the drill bit or the sawzall or something. You do not want loose clothing and beards when you're working with power tools. And if I'm going to be doing housework, remodeling this place, it might not be the best idea to have a beard. We'll see. Toolkit, that's another thing I need, but I'm not buying a toolkit yet. Right now, I'm just paying a carpenter to do stuff because I don't want to do stuff right now. But we've been talking about putting up a wall in the backyard. Right now, there's just a fence between us and the forest. I wouldn't mind having a wall there to block out the iguanas as best we can, and also to block out wildlife in general. But it's going to cost a chunk of change, and finding time is the big thing for me because if I do that, that's going to be like a 2 week project to build it because I'll have to excavate by hand for the foundation, pour concrete, and that won't. It's not like I can go get a concrete company to come. I'll have to buy a bunch of bags of concrete, mix it all here by hand, which means I need to get a wheelbarrow. I already have a shovel, and then I'll have to get tools. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff I need. I need rebar. I need wire cutters. That's why I need a toolkit. That's the next big thing eventually, because then I'll be able to have a grinder and all the other things that I need to actually make my posts, my rebar posts, and everything else. Yeah, a lot of work has to be done, but it's getting done slowly but surely. And I got to build the outdoor kitchen still. Documentation coming to the Marginal Boundaries YouTube channel. Stay tuned for that. Oh, speaking of which, I need to actually go away and do a video publication there this afternoon because we took a little bit of a snippet while we were down at the river last week. Stay tuned, everybody. I'll talk to you next week. Subscribe, like, support. $3 a month here on YouTube or $3 a month over on Patreon. Either way is a great way for you to support the channel, get some cool perks. Join our Discord. See everybody next week. Don't forget, Mondays in Middle Earth coming later today. Konnichiwa.